Hey, good morning, folks. Pastor Stephen back again with another No Frills daily devotional. And today's topic is titled Perfect Strangers. Now, if you accidentally clicked on this video hoping to hear about Cousin Larry Appleton and Balky Bartokomous, then I apologize. I did not mean to mislead you. And I apologize also for the early 90s TV show, I don't know, comment, because maybe that reference is lost on a lot of you. But anyway, we're going to be talking today about this idea of perfect strangers. And the idea actually comes from something that Peter wrote in his letter to first century believers. Okay. And I'm going to take you to the text right away. This is 1 Peter chapter 1. And I'm going to read to you verses 14 through 17 right away today. All right. And listen to what Peter says. He says, as obedient children, do not conform to the evil desires you had when you lived in ignorance, but just as he who called you is holy, so be holy in all you do. For it is written, and Peter's going to quote from Leviticus here. He writes, be holy because I am holy. Since you call on a Father who judges each man's work impartially, live your lives as strangers here in reverent fear. Now, what in the world is Peter trying to hit at with this message to his people who are reading his letter, right? Well, it's this idea that there is a lot of pressure right now on these early believers to fit in with regular society. Okay. I don't know if you've ever dealt with the pressure of fitting in before. Okay. But sometimes it can be pretty tough, right? To want to fit in. And sometimes when you want to fit in, you find yourself doing things that you know you're not supposed to be doing. You find yourself living a way that you know you're not supposed to be living. And these first century believers are humans just like you and I are. And so there is pressure to fit in, especially because they are facing such fierce persecution, because Christianity at this point, it isn't necessarily a religion. It seems like more like a cult. That's kind of the label that they've been given. These guys are a cult. And because they're considered a cult, they come under a lot of ridicule from the outside. They come under a lot of scorn just because they don't live the way that the Romans live. Also, their pressure from the Jewish society, where these people who are Jews and have been following Jewish laws are now seeing these other guys follow this Jesus character, right? And so there's persecution from all levels, but it's not just ridicule that they're facing. They're facing beatings, they're facing death, and they're facing imprisonment. And so it's all this pressure to want to conform to the way of the world. And what Peter is trying to challenge them with is don't conform. Don't conform, right? That's what he's trying to hit them with, because he'll talk about conforming to the way of the world, okay? Being a bad thing, right? Where you live your life for yourself, or better said, where you waste your life on yourself, where your life becomes about you pursuing your comfort. You live your life in pursuit of possessions. You live your life in pursuit of excesses and wealth. And it's that's not the Jesus life, okay? And that's what Peter is really trying to challenge these people with, is don't conform, don't fit in. And so what model then? What model should we follow, Peter, right? Well, he actually answers that in the text, right? Where he starts quoting from Leviticus, and he's quoting something that God spoke through Moses, and Moses wrote down in Leviticus. God spoke this. He says, be holy because I am holy. And what is God telling the Israelites through Moses in Leviticus? He's saying, hey, guys, be like me. Be like me. You want to know what life should look like? Be like me. You want to know how to live? Be like me. You want to know how to think? Be like me. You want to know what to do? Hey, be like me. And that's the challenge that scripture is going to present to us all the way from Leviticus, all the way to Revelations, all the way even from Genesis, right? Where it tells us that we were created in God's image, right? And so we're called to follow the life that Jesus lived. Okay. Well, how? How, right? Okay. Well, let's fast forward a little bit. This is 1 Peter chapter 1, verse 22. And Peter writes this. He says, now that you have purified yourselves by obeying the truth, so that you have sincere love for your brothers, love one another deeply from the heart. I see 3 tips or 3 hallmarks that we need to pursue in our life in an effort to be more like Jesus. You want to know what those 3 hallmarks are that Peter just told us about? Purity, obedience, and love. If I want to live the life that Jesus lived, I got to walk in purity, I got to walk in obedience, and I got to walk in love. Now, if you're sitting there going, that's not easy, Stephen, I know it's not. I know it's not, because the pressure is to want to fit in. The pressure is to want to conform. And the world is not gonna place a high emphasis on purity, obedience, and love. Okay? They're gonna tell you to live your life, to go do your own thing, to live the life that you want to live, not the life you're called to live. But I would argue that the Jesus life is a better life for you and for me. Hey, you guys, be blessed and have an awesome, awesome day.